Friendly neighbors, when you change your energy, you change your whole life. This is the most meta missing class I've ever done. When I was originally trying to film this video outside at a spot specific to a goal I've had for 11 years, that goal manifested right then and there because of what I was saying in this video about how changing your energy changes the kind of opportunities and people who come into your life. So I'm going to get to that later. A lot of people lately have been coming to me asking for advice about manifesting their dream life, and they're feeling frustrated that they've worked for so many years towards a goal that hasn't manifested yet. Or there was a woman I was talking to the other day, and she said she's sick of people taking advantage of her. And someone else was telling me about how she does have specific goals that she's really passionate about, but she has no motivation. She doesn't want to do the work. She's not inspired. It could be that the energy they're putting out is getting in their way. I lived in fear and scarcity for a really long time. And when I was living in fear and scarcity, I was like a magnet for unhealed pain. Angry people would come up to me all the time. In my relationships, in my friendships, people with unhealed pain living in anger would be attracted to me because my unhealed pain was familiar to them, and they found comfort in that sense of the familiar, and they wanted me to make them feel better. They wanted me to heal their pain. That's only the kind of work that you can do internally. Only you can heal your own pain. No external factor can do that for you. And then I would get into those relationships because I wanted to help make them feel better, because I didn't want anyone to be in the kind of pain I was when I was a teen into my 20s, just starting to work on healing my own pain. I had angry people coming up to me on the street. People would come up to me demanding and knowing that they could intimidate me, which they did, but feeling like, oh, this is a target. This person is going to respond to intimidation because she lives in fear, so she's going to be scared, so she's going to give me what I want. But now I no longer live in fear and scarcity. I went from fear to freedom. I went from scarcity to abundance. Now I live in freedom and abundance, and angry people don't come up to me anymore. They don't come up to me on the street. It's a whole different experience. Just walking down the street is different. They don't come up to me in any kind of relationship or friendship setting, because now people can feel my positive energy, and they know that I no longer tolerate mistreatment of any kind. It's just obvious in the energy that I'm putting out. I was crossing 6th Avenue the other day. A guy was standing next to me. We were waiting for the light to change. And he looked over at me and he said, "Are you going to yoga?" And I said, "No, are you?" He said, "Yeah, but well, the yoga studio is right there. You seem like a yoga person, so I thought you were coming to my class." And I was like, yes, I felt so, this was, to me, a defining moment, because now, not only had I been working so hard to eliminate all negative energy from my life and just work on really generating positive energy every day, here's a person who felt it and recognized that I am a yoga person and could feel that positive energy. And since my positive energy was attracting his positive energy, he even felt comfortable talking to me in that way. So it's amazing how the people coming up to me now, even just on the street, are completely different. There's no more angry people. There's only kind, healthy, positive people. I was walking by this woman the other day, and we caught eyes, and we kind of smiled at each other, and I could just see by looking at her, by looking into her eyes, that she was just a kind person. She was radiating positive energy. She felt my positive energy. We connected. I looked down at her tote bag, and it said something about nature and park, and it had a bird on it. And I was like, yes, bird tote lady, I see your positive energy. I see you and I feel you. And she saw me too. Because when you radiate positive energy, you attract positive energy. It's amazing. It's like sometimes when you walk into a room, you know how you can feel the energy of the room before you even start talking to people? You're probably an empath, or if people's energy affects you strongly, you're probably an empath. I'm an empath, and there's actually an empath quiz somewhere online with 20 questions. And if you answer yes to 5 out of 20, you're an empath on some level. And I've always known I was an empath on some level, but then I took this quiz and I answered yes to 15 out of 20 questions. And if you answer yes to 15 or more, then you are a full empath. And full empathic people need to be careful, because when I was living in negative energy, back in fear and scarcity, other people's negative energy would make me physically sick. I would take on the energy of, not only feel other people's energy, I would take it on. And so I was getting physical symptoms from being around certain negative people that actually affected me so much, they made me sick, is how I saw it at the time. Now I understand that I allowed them to make me sick because it had to do with the energy I was radiating. Now that I live in positive energy and I've eliminated all toxic, negative, bad energy, I can feel the energy of the room when I go in. I can feel the energy of a person, but I don't allow mistreatment of any kind anymore. So their energy can't make me physically sick anymore. Now I can be compassionate and I can be an empath, just sort of holding for them, but I'm still healthy. I'm still generating my own happiness and radiating positive energy. So how do you change? How do you go from being a person maybe living with certain negative energy that's getting in your way to a person who's generating positive energy and welcoming in beautiful new opportunities and people that are healthy for you? You have to do the work that works for you. It takes work to create your dream life, just like it takes work to heal your pain. We all have pain from our past. Some of us don't have as much, but some of us have a lot. Some of us who have gone through trauma like abuse and neglect, like I have to do a lot of work to heal our pain. And the work is never done because we're never perfect. So I'm just a work in progress. And what I'm doing here is sort of just sharing my story, because all of our stories are important. Your story is important. And by sharing our stories, we empower each other and we lift each other up and we inspire each other to create our own dream life. So hopefully this is helpful for you in that way. But that's really the bottom line. Hurt people hurt people. Happy people don't. How do you go from a hurt person to a happy person? You do the work to heal your pain. And I have 2 other missing class episodes on my YouTube. One is, I think it's called What the Work Looks Like. And one is called, How I Created My Dream Life. And they talk about what I did and what worked for me to heal my pain and just to be continually in that process, because we're all works in progress. So hopefully you can find those helpful too if you're looking for ideas about what specific work to do. And I had tons of mentors and still do, and every day I'm listening to podcasts and reading books and watching their videos, and other people have helped me so much. Okay, so some of you might know about my goal to get into Gramercy Park that I've had since 2012. I moved to Gramercy Park in 2012. Gramercy Park is both the name of a neighborhood and an actual park. So the neighborhood Gramercy Park is pretty small. It goes from 14th Street to 23rd Street, and then it's a few avenues across. Gramercy Park is a tiny park within the neighborhood of Gramercy Park that is Manhattan's last private park, which means you can't walk into that park. You need a key to get into that park, and only people who live on the exact perimeter of the park have a key. I live around the corner from the park. I don't get a key. But when I moved here 11 years ago, I said to my concierge, I really want a key to the park, and I just no one's ever in there. I would appreciate it so much. And He was gonna try to get me one somehow, but then he retired. But I always knew that with positive energy, I could invite an opportunity to come my way wherein I could finally get into the park. Now, don't confuse this with doing the work you need to do to manifest your dream life. This isn't part of the hard work I had to do to become an author, or the hard work I had to do to buy this apartment in Gramercy Park, or the hard work I had to do to manifest a lot of my other big goals. This was just a goal that I had that was just like cute, and it would make me happy, and it was just like a thing that I've been, I can't really say working towards for 11 years, but I could say, you know, hoping would come into my life by generating positive energy. Okay. So I'm sitting on the edge of the park, right outside the park. There are these bars all around the park, and I'm sitting right outside, and I'm trying to film this video on my phone and just like holding it. You know when you hold your phone and it just wasn't really working. You don't get the whole background. I wanted to show the park, it wasn't really showing. But I could see while I was filming, I could see this guy was standing behind me in the park, listening to what I was saying. I stopped filming the video, I got up to go. He came to the gate and he let me in. I was in Gramercy Park after 11 years of walking around the park almost every day, wondering what it would be like to be inside, wondering how it would feel to be on the other side of the bars looking out, like wondering how cool it would be to walk the paths and sit on the benches and all of that. I spent probably half an hour in there just walking around slowly, taking in everything, of course looking up, looking at every tree, reading every sign on every bench because they're all dedicated to people, and just, I mean, it was amazing. That opportunity was invited into my life because of this exact video that I was filming, talking about how when you generate positive energy, you attract opportunities and people that are amazing. And he heard that, and he was a person who gave me this opportunity to achieve this goal I've had for 11 years. So live every day with the intention to generate positive energy. Have so much fun with it because it feels amazing. When you radiate positive energy, you attract positive energy. And this was a beautiful example of how that can happen when you least expect it. So have fun with it. The empowerment to design your life and reclaim your life feels amazing. And I wish you all good things and all amazing opportunities and people coming into your life that are kind and supportive and healthy for you, so that you can surround yourself with positive energy and radiate so much positive energy. Take good care.